shooting. Here's Cloud. Cloud fires and hits.
The Indiana Fever continue to face a challenging stretch in their WNBA campaign as they remain without their star rookie, Caitlin Clark, for an extended period. Based on recent reports and comments made by ESPN's Holly Rowe during a nationally televised broadcast of the Fever vs. Chicago Sky game on Sunday, fans may not see Clark return to action until at least the third week of August. This cautious projection comes in the wake of an unfortunate right groin injury that Clark sustained during a July 15th game against the Connecticut Sun, which has kept her sidelined ever since. That game marked her last appearance on the court, and since then, Fever fans and the broader basketball community have been eagerly awaiting any updates regarding her recovery. Clark, who has emerged not only as one of the most talented rookies of the 2024 WNBA season but also as a transformative figure for women's basketball, has already missed 13 games this season due to various injury concerns. Her absence has been deeply felt, not only in the Fever's on-court performance but also in terms of fan engagement and league visibility. Despite her not playing, she remains a central figure in every game she attends. Her mere presence courtside, especially during marquee matchups like those against the Chicago Sky, continues to generate excitement, intense media coverage, and record-breaking viewership numbers. During her most recent medical consultation, Clark visited a specialist for a comprehensive evaluation, including scans and physical assessments. Encouragingly, those tests did not reveal any new or worsening injuries. However, this clean bill of health hasn't accelerated her return to play. Instead, it has prompted a much more measured and conservative approach by the Fever coaching and medical staff, led by head coach Stephanie White. Speaking on air, Holly Rowe emphasized the difference in how the organization is handling her return this time compared to previous instances earlier in the season. Stephanie White did tell us that they will be even more cautious in their approach to her return to play this time, Rowe stated. Last time when she came back from injury, she didn't get any practice time or any time to ramp up her conditioning. This time they're going to make sure she has time and practices to get rhythm and time with her teammates. This calculated decision reflects a broader strategy to protect the long-term health and career trajectory of one of the most high-profile athletes in women's sports today. Given Clark's immense impact on ticket sales, TV ratings, and growing interest in the WNBA, there's tremendous pressure to get her back in action, but at the same time, there is equally compelling reason to be cautious. Rushing her return, without proper rehab, physical reconditioning, and on-court reintegration could jeopardize her physical health and diminish her ability to perform at the elite level that fans have come to expect. Clark's injury is part of a broader trend that has raised concerns about the physical toll the WNBA schedule is having on its top stars, with the league expanding its calendar, increasing media exposure, and demanding more of its players, both on and off the court. Rookies like Caitlin Clark have found themselves in a whirlwind of high-intensity competition, relentless travel, and non-stop media obligations. The groin injury, while not severe enough to require surgical intervention or long-term immobilization, is a delicate one, especially for a player whose game relies heavily on quick bursts, lateral movement, and deep perimeter shooting. For Indiana, Clark's absence has had tangible consequences. The team's offensive rhythm has faltered, their defensive intensity has waned, and the overall team chemistry, something still in development with such a young roster, has suffered. The Fever have lost multiple games since Clark's injury, and playoff hopes now hang in the balance. Yet, perhaps even more frustrating than the on-court results is the missed opportunity to see matchups that have rapidly become fan favorites, such as the much-hyped Caitlin Angel-Reese rivalry. On Sunday, both players were unavailable due to injuries, Clark nursing her groin and Reese sitting out with a back issue, robbing fans of what would have surely been another electrifying chapter in their growing competitive narrative. While Clark's current designation remains day-to-day, the Fever's schedule for the month of August offers a small window of opportunity that could allow for a well-managed return. According to Rowe's commentary, the third week of August is especially notable, as the Fever have a relatively lighter schedule and several key practice days built in. This rare combination provides the perfect conditions for Clark to gradually ramp up her workload, both in terms of physical exertion and team synchronization, given how limited practice opportunities were during her last injury recovery. The coaching staff is now prioritizing a more holistic return strategy that includes not just medical clearance, but also rhythm, confidence, and conditioning. This extra time could be essential for both Caitlin and the team. It's worth noting that while her injury status is the immediate concern, there's a larger context to consider. Clark's role as the face of the franchise and, arguably, the face of the league's future, requires the kind of careful management that prioritizes sustainability over short-term gain. The Fever are no longer just playing for this season. With Clark on the roster, they're building toward a long-term future of playoff contention, potential championships, and sustained relevance in the ever-evolving landscape of women's sports. Clark has also taken a mental and emotional hit due to the pressure and the disappointment of missing games. A player known for her competitive fire, Clark thrives on being in the game, leading her team, and rising to challenges. Being sidelined, especially during key matchups and amid so much national attention, can be frustrating, even discouraging. Yet, despite not suiting up, she's been present at games, engaging with fans, supporting teammates, and maintaining a strong public image. This speaks volumes about her maturity and understanding of her role, not just as a basketball player, but as a leader, role model, and ambassador for the sport. The fan response to Clark's absence has been a mix of concern and unwavering support. Social media is flooded with well wishes, speculative updates, and debates over whether the WNBA schedule needs adjusting to better support player health. Television ratings, though slightly impacted, remain high whenever she's involved in any way, even as a spectator. Merchandise sales continue to boom, and her popularity shows no signs of waning. Her injury, if anything, has highlighted just how central she has become to the WNBA's success story in 2024. Looking ahead, if Caitlin Clark does return around the third week of August, she could have just enough time to impact the Fever's final push toward playoff contention. Even a limited number of games from a healthy Clark could provide the kind of spark Indiana desperately needs. But more importantly, her return would signal a victory not just for her team, but for the WNBA as a whole. In a league where star power drives visibility and growth, having its most marketable rookie back on the court healthy, prepared, and confident could be the momentum shift everyone has been waiting for. Until then, fans will have to remain patient and trust in the process. The Fever's medical staff, coaching team, and Clark herself are all aligned in prioritizing her health over haste. The timeline may not be as quick as some hoped, but it is realistic, well-informed, and centered around ensuring that when Clark does make her return, she's ready to do so in full force, whether she reappears in mid-August or slightly after. One thing is clear, the league will be watching, the fans will be cheering, and Caitlin Clark will once again take center stage not just as a player, but as a symbol of the WNBA's bright and thrilling future.
It doesn't go, and in the blink of an eye, an 8-0 run has nearly erased this Fever advantage. Mitchell, catch and shoot, buries a...
Even in street clothes, Caitlin Clark continues to prove why she's the face of women's basketball today. The recent scene at Wintrust Arena in Chicago served as yet another reminder of her extraordinary popularity, commitment to the game, and ability to connect with fans in a way few athletes, male or female, ever have. Prior to the Indiana Fever's matchup with the Chicago Sky, Clark was mobbed by a sea of supporters hoping to get her autograph, pose for selfies, or simply exchange a few words with their favorite player. Despite nursing a right groin injury, that has kept her off the court since July 15th. Clark's presence created a palpable energy inside the arena. Fans didn't just show up to watch the game, they came to see her. And Clark didn't disappoint. According to sports broadcaster Keelan Mills, who posted a detailed account on social media platform X, formerly Twitter, Clark spent a full 20 minutes signing autographs and engaging with fans before tip-off. She didn't just sign a few items and slip away. She made her way around approximately two-thirds of the arena, determined to acknowledge as many people as she could. At one point, arena security tried to escort her toward the tunnel to prepare for the game, but Clark politely resisted, continuing her rounds through the stands. Her persistence spoke volumes not only about her love for the fans, but also about her understanding of what she represents to so many. She's more than an athlete. She's an inspiration, a trailblazer, and a beacon of visibility for women's sports. The Fever eventually went on to defeat the Sky, 93-78. A much-needed win as they continued to battle through a season full of ups and downs. But the highlight for many inside the building that day had little to do with the final score. For those who got a signed jersey, a picture, or even just a smile from Clark, it was an unforgettable moment. These small gestures may seem routine to a professional athlete, but to the fansies, especially the younger ones, they're life-changing. And it's not just about the autograph. It's about feeling seen, valued, and part of something bigger. Caitlin Clark understands this, and she leans into it with an authenticity that can't be taught. What makes Clark's effort even more admirable is the physical and emotional strain she's already endured in her rookie season. The WNBA transition isn't easy for any player, but Clark's journey has been especially demanding, from carrying an immense media spotlight to adjusting to the elevated pace and physicality of the pro game and, now dealing with injuries. She's already experienced more than some veterans do in several seasons. Her latest setback, a groin injury, has kept her off the court for weeks. But even as her body heals, her spirit remains fully engaged. That's rare, and it's why she continues to captivate fans, analysts, and sponsors alike. Injuries, especially in a player's first professional season, are incredibly tough. They can disrupt momentum, strain confidence, and in some cases, alter the trajectory of a player's career. But the Indiana Fever's decision to take a more cautious approach to Clark's recovery this time around is being praised by many. Unlike her previous return, where she jumped back in without adequate practice or conditioning, this time, the organization is insisting on a more deliberate path forward. Head coach Stephanie White and the team's medical staff are working closely with Clark to ensure she's not only physically ready, but also mentally prepared and tactically in sync with her teammates when she does return. This approach prioritizes long-term success and sustainability over short-term gains, and it's a strategy that could ultimately benefit both Clark and the franchise. Beyond the physical recovery, what Clark is doing off the court is just as significant. Her ability to stay relevant, connected, and impactful even when she's not suiting up shows how unique her influence truly is. She is, without question, the league's biggest draw right now. From increased attendance figures to record-setting TV ratings, the Caitlin Clark effect is real and measurable. Broadcasters want her games. Brands want her endorsements. Fans want her autograph. And young girls around the country want to be just like her. In an era where athletes are more than just competitors, Clark is emerging as a full-package icon. Her reach extends far beyond basketball. She's appeared in national commercials, made late-night talk show appearances, and dominated sports media coverage throughout the season. And yet, she remains grounded. Her Midwest roots and down-to-earth demeanor make her relatable, while her on-court intensity and elite skill set make her awe-inspiring. She walks a unique line between superstar